This Speak Easy podcast where we talk about the behind the scenes of what it is to be the successfully paid speaker and author. I'm your host, Altavis Pelzer, the voice coach. I am so amped about this particular topic simply because, Sierra, I wish that I could just find you right now and hug you. I wish that I could. And I know that within certain industries, there is still a stigma of what we are supposed to look like. There's still a certain stigma as opposed to what we are supposed to wear, the size we are supposed to be. And so I always get, glances and stares because I don't really look like, I guess, the quote unquote typical speaker. I'm not somebody with these long, luxurious legs with these beautiful gowns on. I get it. And also, I know a big piece of this, now I will say this, a big piece of this is the shift between generations as well. Because different generations look at different industries completely different. Like there's a completely different mindset. So everybody's going to have a different perspective when they're looking at the industry, depending on what generation they're coming from. But I once had somebody tell me, after hearing me speak, forget great job, forget, oh my goodness, that, the topic was on point, forget, even acknowledging what the topic was. She told me I needed a waist trainer. Now, I get it. I get it that, everybody feels as though there should be a certain look that you should have. You should be, you're almost supposed to be this image of perfection, right? When you're standing up there, because you want people to think that you're perfect. That's why you're the speaker, because you have it all planned out. You have it all worked out. There's no problems here, which is why you're standing on stage. But in all actuality, I think we give a false sense of security. We give a false sense of understanding when it comes to, oh, that's what the successfully paid person looks like. That's what the successfully paid speaker looks like. That's what a speaker in general looks like. And it goes from every industry. It's not just the speaking industry. There's multiple industries where this is it. And some of you go to a 9-to-5 and you go through the same thing at a 9-to-5. So let's get down to the core of it and say what the core is of the problem. Let's get down to the root. The root of the problem is that people have different expectations when they come to an event. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. People have different expectations when they come to an event. And so some people will come to an event and they will see you as an expert in your industry. And they will see you as someone who can help them in whatever it is that they're having a problem with. They see you as someone that can add to or add value to them as an individual, add value to their business. That's one mindset. The other mindset is just somebody who is a lurker. Somebody might get offended by this, but that's okay. There is somebody who will come to an event simply because they are lurking and they want to see whatever it is that they can see at the event. They want to see who wearing what shoes and who has on what outfit and who did their hair a certain way, who has nails done, all of these things. And because I am an individual that is, first of all, I'm an introvert, so I don't go out a whole lot. Well, I have now because I'm doing more speaking events, but in the past, it wasn't me. But I wasn't the person that was always out and getting my nails done. Matter of fact, I hate sitting to get my nails done. That's just me. Again, individual person. But as a professional speaker, I'm at least going to come and show up with my nails clean. They're not going to be all broken and chipped or anything like that. But a lot of times it's this expectation that you're supposed to show up to speak and look like this beauty queen. And I go, that doesn't affect the information that I'm giving you. And if it does, then what does that say about you as the individual that's listening? It says that you weren't really listening for the information, that you were a lurker. That you were a lurker. And there were many, many people that, could come to events and be a lurker. Am I right? Am I right? There were many people that will come to an event and just be a lurker. They're just checking to see what's all there. They're the same ones that they have to know who's going to be speaking. They have to know the person that's going to be speaking. They're the person that will show up, and they have to know, where you're going to have it at? Oh yeah, I've been there before. It's really nice there. I want to come because it's really nice at that particular event. But the reality is that, so you're showing up to the event because of the location. You're showing up to the event because it's a famous person there. But you're not showing up to get what it is you need to get. So what ends up happening is you show up to the event, and then when you leave, you're all razzle-dazzled and excited because you took a picture with a celebrity and you got to meet this person. But when you leave, there's no change. One of the things that I said I would be doing when I started my Love My Voice tour last year was, I said, I want people to leave changed. I don't just want you to show up because of who's going to be there. So I stopped telling people who was going to be there. And I received so much slack, simply because I would not tell people, I would not put a whole bunch of people on the flyer. I had a speaker who was like, oh, well, my publicist said that, I need to be on the flyer. That's not what I do. Because if the only reason they're showing up is because of you, because of who you are, not necessarily the information that you're bringing, not necessarily the information that will be there, then they're not going to leave changed. They're going to leave excited. They're going to leave happy, possibly, maybe. Exactly. And Tiara said it. And so the studio audience is going in on this one. They said, how are you going to reflect your insecurities on me? It's a double standard. Exactly. And they say men can show up anyway. So what happened was yesterday, no, was it yesterday or was it earlier today? I think it might have been earlier today. Sierra posted a picture of herself barefaced, no weave, no nothing. Her hair is pulled back into a ponytail and she's barefaced, no makeup at all. And she put #BeautyMarks. And she asked her followers to do the same. And it was interesting because I said, wow, that takes a lot, because she is in an industry that literally pushes you to, you have to have makeup on. You're supposed to look like you're about to do a full performance every time you step out of the house. And it gets really bad because it's an uncomfortable feeling that people feel as though you're not good enough. Your face isn't good enough. You have to do something to it. And as a speaker, I so felt exactly where she was coming from, because I've had people look at me like, why are you wearing a t-shirt and jeans to speak in MC? Because that's where I'm comfortable. And it's not to say that I don't switch it up. And sometimes I may have on a dress, and there may be times where I do makeup, where I know I'm going to be taking new pictures for my brand and for my website and things of that nature. But I don't need to show up with makeup each and every time, because you're not showing up to see my makeup. You're showing up to hear what it is I have to tell you, because what I have to tell you could save your life. What I have to tell you could help you build your brand. What I have to tell you is something that could literally take you to a whole nother bracket in your business. And even as a podcaster, because I do not look like the regular quote unquote podcaster, I don't get the same engagement. I don't get the same conversations. I don't get the same responses. I'm okay with that because I know that the people that show up and the people that come on and the people that get in contact with me are the ones that needed exactly what it is that I was offering. They weren't showing up just for a facade. They weren't showing up just because of the pretty makeup I had on or because I had a new nail color on and I was showing off my new nail color. No, they knew when they showed up that they were going to get some things for them to take action and move into the next level. So I was doing an event and it was in Houston, Texas. First time in Texas. I'm super excited. I go ahead, I host, I'm hosting, emceeing, hosting, and then I also do my segment. Listen, most people in there, and this is the thing, because you'll have people that will tell you you did a phenomenal job. You'll have people encourage you and support you and uplift you. And then you'll have this. And so I was sitting and I was talking and we were, everybody's like, oh my goodness, you did an amazing job. I loved it. It was phenomenal. You really touched my heart. I'm thankful that I was able to come meet you. What do you have coming up next? I would love to stay connected to you. Or do you have any resources that I can take home with me? Like, these are the conversations that people normally have with me after an event. Well, I had one person, and this was an older lady. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is, because if I told y'all who it is, y'all would say that's disrespectful, but that's okay. I had a woman come up to me, an older woman come up to me and tell me that I needed to get a waist trainer. Why? Now, granted, I know that I have gained weight. Yes, I have gained weight, but this is where we suck as a support system. You coming up to somebody and telling them that they need a waist trainer, not you coming up to somebody and asking them how they're doing. You coming up to someone and telling them they need a waist trainer, not you saying, hey, is everything okay? Do you see the difference? So I did this amazing event. I go ahead, I put my heart and soul out on this thing. I dropped the mic on them a couple times, just dropping mics. And here it is. I do all of that. I get some people who are telling me, you did an amazing job. And the first thing out this woman's mouth, this woman's never spoken to me ever. First thing out her mouth is, you need a waist trainer. Now, me being me, I am positive Patty. Or at least I try to stay positive Patty. And I just looked at her and I said, oh, okay. And I walked away. I ended the discussion, plain and simple. I ended the discussion, plain and simple. But this is what we go through when you are on any platform. And no, I may not be in front of as many people as Sierra. I'm not in front of as many people as Beyonce. We all know that Beyonce has had pictures that she's taken without her makeup on and things of that nature. And several actresses have done the same thing. There is even a movement where actresses are showing up on the red carpet without makeup on. Why? Because we are tired of this stigma that I have to look perfect in order for me to be worthy of your recognition. In order for me to be perfect, I have to be perfect in order for me to receive your accommodations, your accolades, your hand claps and pats on the back. No, I don't have to look perfect. I just have to be perfect in what I'm doing. Meaning I don't have to be 100% perfect, but I got to show up. If I'm showing up 100%, if I'm showing up with the mentality that I am going to make sure that you leave changed, you leave different than the way that you came, then why does it matter if I have makeup? Why does it matter if I have on a waist trainer? First and foremost, they're not even that healthy. Let's talk about that part. But why is that the first go-to? And in the speaking industry, it gets really hard because us as speakers, again, we are already criticizing ourselves. Did we do the speech, perfectly? Did we miss something? Did we miss a moment where we should have paused? Did we put a in there? Did we add something that shouldn't have been there? Oh my goodness, I forgot a section of the speech. Oh my goodness, the slide isn't working. We're already going through enough. When we go on stage, trust and believe. The reason why you see so many amazing speakers have an assistant and several assistants that are helping them during an event is because when you go on stage, there is a lot that you put into this. There's a whole lot that you put into it. So if I put all of this into it to come off stage, for you to pick me apart because of the way I look, no. So when I saw what Sierra did, I almost did a backflip. I said, you know what, Sierra, you better go ahead with it. Hashtag beauty marks. Hashtag beauty marks, simply because I understand why she did what she did. I understand the ridicule that she gets, and she gets it on a much higher level. I just had somebody tell me I needed a waist trainer. I've had people tell me that I needed makeup. I've had people tell me I needed to get my teeth fixed. I tell people, when I started doing live streaming, I started out on Periscope. And if you can survive on Periscope, you can survive anywhere. Because Periscope, you deal with trolls. Now, you deal with some trolls on Facebook, but it's definitely not on the same level as on Periscope. Periscope, the trolls are ruthless, okay? They are ruthless. If your eyes cross, they going to talk about it. So whatever it is, if you got a stain on your neck, on the neck of your shirt, they're going to talk about it. So if you can handle Periscope, then you can handle pretty much anything. And it's so interesting because part of what I'm going to be talking about this weekend is, your audience is in the palm of your hand. I'm speaking at an event in Baltimore this weekend. Your audience is in the palm of your hand. And the reason why you're able to become stronger as a speaker by live streaming is because that's what you're dealing with on a consistent basis. So if I can deal with the trolls on Periscope, I can deal with the trolls in real life that tell me I need a waist trainer. I'm going to let that just blank. I'm going to let that just hold in your spirit. If I can deal with the trolls on Periscope, I can deal with the trolls in real life who tell me I need to have on makeup when I speak. Now, granted, again, if I'm doing something special, I may be doing a speaker reel or something to go on my website and I want it to have a certain look, that's fine. But to tell me that I need it, no. And see, for me as a speaker, I do a lot of research. When I give you information, I'm giving you numbers, I'm giving you content, I'm giving you resources, I'm giving you action steps. When I get off the stage, you have something to go and do. And now, if you don't do it, come on. Now, if you don't do it, that's on you. But when I leave the stage, you have something to do. Everybody's not like that. And I think there was a shift that was happening because a lot of times that's what people were doing. They were showing up to an event just because of who was going to be there. They were event hopping. I call them event hoppers, where they literally were going from event to event to event, but they weren't changing anything in their world. They weren't changing anything. No, I want you to change. I want you to implement some things. I want you to be able to stand on a firm foundation. I want you to have a better life than what you came here with. And even if it takes you 6 months to a year to 2 years to 5 years in order for you to gain access to that, I want you to be able to look back at this moment and say, I remember when Altabi said X, Y, Z. And that influenced me. That part. That's what I want. I remember when she said this, and that totally changed my mindset. And from that day, I was forever changed. That's what I want to hear. But to come and say you need a waist trainer, to say that you need makeup, no. What happened is you showed up for the wrong thing and with the wrong intent. So it wasn't me that needed to change. It was you. It wasn't me that needed to change. It was you. So I love, 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 love that piece. And again, there's this stigma, we had the issue with the natural hair. We had the issue with the makeup. We had the issue, you should have your nails done if you're speaking. Why? First of all, it's a distraction because I talk with my hands, as you can see. For those of you who are watching this live, for those of you who are listening to the replay, I speak with my hands. You can go to any of my replays and see that I speak with my hands. I'm animated. Don't judge me. So why do I need that? It doesn't matter. Are my nails clean? My nails are clean. Can we be happy about that? But there is definitely a double standard that men don't have that same pressure put upon them. You're not asking a man to put on a waist trainer when he goes and speaks at an event. You're not asking a man to put on makeup when he goes and speaks at an event. Now, granted, there are certain times when you are going to be in front of a camera where they ask men and women to put on makeup. So, for instance, newscasters put on makeup. They do, men and women. They put on foundation simply because the lighting catches everything. The camera catches everything. So you got to understand, but that's the arena they're in. But to tell them outside of that, oh no, you need, every time you come out the house, you should have it on. What? No, come on. We got to do better. Y'all ready? Come on. Exactly. Professional note takers. Exactly. The studio audience is going in, you guys. Some people are insecure and project that onto others that are confident with themselves. And that's what it is. And they forget that this is my life. I'm doing this. And, one of the pieces of it is that, okay, so when you show up on stage, you wear makeup. Oh, but you're not showing up on stage. When you show up at an event, you wear makeup, but you're not showing up at an event. When you do your book signing, you wear makeup, but you're not doing a book signing. So it's really hard to ridicule somebody who's doing something outside of the zone of which you've ever achieved. And then you want to ridicule them and say they should be doing this, and So I had to come and bring that to you guys because Sierra, if y'all have not seen it, go and check out her page. Check her out it's on Instagram. Check it out. At her, #BeautyMarks, that part. Do your pictures, #BeautyMarks, because I feel that as a woman, there has been too many stigmas placed upon us that we have to look a certain way in order for us to be in front of an audience. We have to look a certain way. That's one of the reasons why I love Shonda Rhimes as well. And when she did How to Get Away with Murder and had Viola Davis, because Viola Davis was saying, as a dark-skinned woman, I'm not usually what you see on TV in a lead role. And then in the lead role, you see me without makeup. That's completely outside of the box. Ain't nobody gonna do that. What? No. So taking this stand, deciding that we're not going to live up to somebody else's expectation, it's a big stand to take. But it's definitely one that's necessary. So I appreciate you guys. That's why I'm always bringing you stuff when it comes to being a successfully paid speaker and author. One of those things that you have to always remember is that I have to show up authentically me. I cannot fit into anybody else's persona, anybody else's box, bubble, simply because it's not going to work. When I show up authentically me, then guess what? Everything works. Everything fits. It's not perfect, but it fits. It makes a whole lot more sense as opposed to me trying to show up and put on the face and put on a mask in order to please somebody else. So speakers and authors, this is your time. You show up authentically you. With that being said, I am your host, Altavis Pelzer, the voice coach. If you are a speaker or an author, I would love to have you on as a guest. bit.ly/Speakeasy Podcast. Come on over, come on in the room. You can come on and choose a date that works best for you to be a guest here on the show. Guys, that's what it is. Go ahead, put your pictures up because I want to see them. I want to put my picture up. Because I support that. That's what I support. But guys, I appreciate you. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.